sound. Now, can you hear?
Hey, testing. Sound, we're checking the sound, we're checking the video. Is everything good? Can we hear everything? Testing. Right, so the first thing we generally do whenever we are cooking or following a recipe is something called mise en place, which is basically prepping your ingredients and having them ready so that when you start cooking, you don't have to do any prep work. For example, somebody says get your steak on the stove and then they write clean 2 packets of mushrooms. That's insane. You can't do it. So you clean and prep everything beforehand and then you start cooking. So I will run you through all the ingredients once. So we've got prawns here. Now I just bought a packet of prawns. So this is 200 grams of shelled and deveined prawns. I don't know where you live, but in India you can just buy these. They're pretty much ready to cook. You have to do nothing to it. Yeah, so we got prawns. I'm using about 200 grams, which is little less than quarter kilo, which I think is about 1 pound, I want to say, for those who are not using these measurements. 250, no wait, 1 pound, 1 kilo is 2.2 pounds, so half a kilo is 1.1 pound. Yes, about little less than half a pound of prawns. Alright, then we got some butter. Now I'm using a pat of butter, like you can use a lot more, but for this amount of prawns this should be fine. Then we've got some garlic which has been cleaned and it's ready to go, but it's not ready to go. We are going to mince this or chop it, whichever you prefer. Got lime or lemon just for a squeeze at the end for freshness. I've got salt, pepper, some smoked paprika, some cornflour, and I know I've written fresh parsley or chives, but since I had so much coriander at home, I said I'm just going to use coriander instead. It will drastically change the flavor if you use coriander instead of parsley and chives. I would definitely recommend parsley or chives over coriander for this dish, but if you are a coriander lover or like me, you've just got too much coriander at home and the grocery shop next door didn't have parsley, coriander will work as well. Flat leaf parsley is ideal, but if you only get curly parsley, you can use that as well. What else did I say we needed? I said we needed some, wait, so we could also use, if you wanted a little spicy, some chili flakes. There we go. Now in India, whenever you order pizza, they always give you these chili flakes. So we'll put a little bit just for a little heat. If you don't want it, don't put it. I don't like spice either, but a little bit is okay. And a little bit of oil so that it just prevents the butter from burning. Alright, here we go. Let's take out some. Just, oops, no, not this one. Just some regular oil. Whatever oil works for you. Or if you've got some bacon fat or any animal fat lying around, that's great as well. Okay, so I hope we've got enough people here who are going to be cooking along with me. So let's get started now. Let's show you. So there's a little bit of prep work. So we will get that done so that when we start cooking, there's not much to do. So like I said, prawns, clean, deveined, hopefully yours are too. And hopefully you've taken out as much of the excess moisture by patting them dry. The only thing to prep, I mean, maybe cut your lemon like this and keep it, or just cut a small wedge that you can squeeze over at the end. And now the garlic and the coriander, parsley, chives or whatever you're going to be using, that has to be prepped. So I'm going to get a small bowl and I'm just going to chop the coriander. I mean, it doesn't need to be too fine. coriander. I've never made my butter garlic prawns with coriander, so today should be interesting. You know, I don't know how many of you have ever eaten snails in France, but that they use a garlic and parsley butter and they serve the snails cooked in that, and it is so good. Snails are a bit like prawns, you know. They're small, they're texturally similar, but they don't have the fishiness of prawns. Okay, so there we go. So hopefully you've chopped your parsley or chives and are ready with that as well. And of course I'll give you some time to catch up while I'm doing all this jibber jabber. So now for garlic, I prefer to use the garlic press. I'm too lazy to chop things. Plus I like that the garlic is a lot finer and it's almost like it melts into the sauce. Pieces, I don't mind eating them as well, but like I said, I'm just a little lazy, so let's use the garlic press. And of course you can use a lot more garlic if you wanted to have more of that garlic flavor. I'm just going to use this, squeeze that garlic out. There we go. So it's better to get all this prepped and ready before you start cooking. And that little bark you heard is my dog Mise, who heard somebody outside the house because we live in an apartment. So, alright, take that off. And I use all these skins as well. As for Mise, quiet. There's a lot of flavor in all this, so, and it gets fried as well. Let's take this out. Yeah, so this garlic skin, you can use that as well. It'll fry up any which way. And prawns take hardly any time to cook, so this recipe will get done really quickly. Now my hands are going to smell of garlic, so I'm going to have to rub it with like some lemon to get rid of that smell. Alright, let's get the rest of the garlic in. And like I said, garlic butter prawns. Ooh, you have your apron on, that's so cool. You know, I don't have that apron myself. Like they made a limited run and because I'm in India they couldn't send it to me. So I don't own that apron. Otherwise I would be wearing it. There we go. And that has been squashed. There we go. Now that is a reasonable amount of garlic for a good butter garlic prawns. Get all those garlic skins. Perfect. Okay, that's done. I think we are good to go. So everything is more or less prepped and ready. I'm just going to put this in the sink. I'm going to wash my hand as well. Okay. Now before we start cooking, I'm going to... Hello, Girish. Oh, you're in Spain. Cheers. Cheers. By the way, if there are any comments, anything that's worth reading out, please do read.
Yes.
Alright, so now I'm going to use some cornflour. Obviously for you guys who are on the keto channel, this is not required. You can make this recipe without the cornflour, no problem. I'm just using it because I want to sort of just use it. Whoops, a little bit of this falling. So I'm just going to lightly throw some in. I'm not even measuring it out. I'm just making sure like I cover the prawns with it. There. That's more than enough. Okay. So just like a little bit of a dusting almost. Like you would the top of a tiramisu maybe. Yeah, so see. It's just a light dusting, enough to cover all the prawns from the top and to just make our lives a little easier. We'll just give it a bit of salt, a little seasoning of salt, not too much because the butter I'm using is salted. So if you're not using salted butter, that's okay, you can put a little more salt, but prawns generally don't need too much salt. Okay, now we just give this a mix. So what this will do is it will just give us a little bit of a nice coating on the prawns. It will give them a little more crispiness. It will also thicken the sauce a little bit. So, I mean, nothing wrong with a little bit of cornflour. It's hardly like 2 teaspoons maybe. So there we go. Yeah, that's done. I'll just keep that ready on the side. Okay, I'll just wipe down my cutting board. Okay. Now, if anyone is not fully ready like I am to start cooking, let me know. But I'll get the stove out now. I've got this cool portable stove. There we go. Because I have a induction right behind me. But since I do this cooking thing on this little kitchen island here, I generally prefer doing it on this. Now I'm also going to warn you that this stove, it does not have a low setting. So even the low setting is pretty high. So once I start cooking, I will just be full on because it's going to be a high heat, and when it's a high heat you cannot waste any time because things will start burning. So the other thing I'm going to do is I'm also going to open this chili flakes packet so that I'm not trying to open it during mid cook. Let's get a scissor. Okay, so the chili flakes packet is also open. Let's throw this in the bin. So garlic ready, coriander ready. If you've got parsley or chives, that's much better. Prawns are ready. Salt is we've already seasoned the prawns, so no need for salt. In fact, let's make our lives a little easier. We'll just season the prawns directly with the pepper. So just make our lives easier. And we'll season the prawns with paprika as well. So this way, we're just cutting out a couple of steps. So a little bit of paprika in there. Yeah, there we go. So prawns are now seasoned with salt, pepper and paprika and the cornflour. And just give it a good mix. Just give it a good mix. There you go. So some sweet, delicious looking prawns. Salt, pepper and paprika. Oops. So good. This is done. Yeah. So we're ready now. We're almost good to go. I'm going to use a non-stick frying pan because that's generally just the easiest to clean up, easiest to cook with. You don't have to worry about things sticking on it. And I don't need a really big pan for this. So yeah. I've got the small one. Perfect, it will heat evenly as well. So that is set. Now I will need a set of tongs. If I can find them, yes, here they are. So this is what I need, a pair of tongs. And you'll want a spoon or spatula. Let me get a spatula. It's a tiny one, but it will do the job. This is just to scrape everything down from the sides, or when you take the prawns out to plate it up, you can just scrape the dish. It just makes life easier and you waste nothing then. Okay, so we have that, and finally we need a plate in which we're going to put the prawns once they're done. Some kind of a plate or a dish. Let me see what I have. I want something pretty that I can, you know what, I'll just use a normal plate. Or should I use my
Here's a black plate.
Where's my black plate?
It'll be a, no.
Yeah, it says here.
Achha.
Fine. My famous black plate. Alright, so hopefully you guys are prepped now. You've got everything ready. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? By the way, I'm currently doing 2 live streams, one on the new Headbangers Kitchen channel and one on the old Headbangers Kitchen channel, which is now renamed as HK's Keto and Low Carb Recipes. Okay, so let the cooking begin. I'm going to turn on the heat. I would say get your heat to a medium. Yeah, medium heat. Cool. Medium heat, that's on. We will just use a little bit of oil. I think that's about a teaspoon of oil. And just let this get hot. You don't want to get it like smoking hot or anything. In fact, just let that warm up a bit. Okay, so you can see as the oil heats up, it flows a lot easier. Okay, and now I'm going to add in the butter. Sorry, right. Get your spatula, and now let's get the butter in. And see, now you know how hot your pan is by how fast the butter melts, how much it sizzles. See, my pan is pretty hot already. So like I said, no time to waste. First thing which you did not expect, just a sprinkling of your herbs, whether it's parsley or chives or whatever. Okay, a sprinkling of that, a sprinkling of the red chili flakes if you're using them, just a little, and your garlic. All your garlic goes in, and now you stir that. Yeah, alright. And like I said, it's going to go really quick. You have to keep your eye. I'm already smelling super aromatic garlic. Okay, it's beautifully, it smells so good. Oh my god, I love butter garlic anything. And you can see it's already starting to brown around the edges on my pan. The garlic, because I minced it, is already starting to brown. That means it's time for my prawns. So I'm going to go in with my prawns, one prawn at a time or 2 prawns at a time. Let's go. And start putting them quickly into the pan, because if you wait too long, the garlic will burn. And like I said, my stove has no low setting, so it's going to go pretty fast. Yeah, so putting this in. Just chuck it, throw everything in. Like I said, you don't want to burn, so give it a good mix so that none of the garlic burns. Like I said, this is at rocket speed because my garlic started browning super fast. There we go. Alright, and this is the lowest heat on this. So what's happened now is the pan temperature has come down because all the prawns have gone in. Okay, there we go. And as soon, in fact, you can just check your prawns here. They're already getting color on them, so you can probably start flipping them soon enough. So I managed to lower the heat a little bit. It's not too low, but yeah, I've already turned the prawns. You can see they've started to get a golden brown color. There we go. Oh yeah. And these prawns literally will take 2 minutes to cook. Like I said, prawns cook really quickly.
Okay. Someone's asking, where did you get the prawns from?
So these prawns were ordered on Zepto or Swiggy Instamart. They are ITC prawns, which are very good quality. Quite like them. Yeah, so turning the prawns. Some interesting, could be a song name. Turning the prawns, turning the prawns. Ta-na-na, turning the prawns, turning the prawns. There we go. Alright. Nice. So you can see the prawns are cooking. Now my heat has been lowered, so I don't need to stress too much about anything burning. I mean, I can actually turn the heat up to get a little more color. But now we're pretty much at the end of this cook. It's going to have, once the prawns are fully cooked, it's a matter of a squeeze of the lemon juice and finishing it off with more parsley. Hopefully you have reached somewhere similar in your cook. Once the butter is melted, the garlic has started to brown, you add the prawns in, let them cook on one side, then flip them over. If you've got bigger, like super huge prawns, obviously they'll take more time to cook. Another way you can do this, which I just thought of, is like you fry the prawns before the garlic and then you add the garlic, but you won't get that browning on the garlic without overcooking the prawns. Actually, don't listen to that second idea. I don't think that will work. Okay. So now we're reaching the end. I think we've got. Yeah, I think the prawns are almost done.
It's done.
Yeah, they're actually done because they're quite small.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do
Quite
now is
white.
I'm going to quickly turn the heat up a little bit. Just give them a nice. Get ready with the lemon now. Yeah. I'm just going to give the prawns a nice flip. Yeah, they're mostly cooked. And let's go in with the big squeeze of lemon juice. There we go. Turn the heat off. Final sprinkling of your fresh herbs. And then the dish is done. And I need to wash my hands. That's it, pretty easy. There you go. There is your butter garlic prawns. Look at that. Oh yeah, you can definitely do this with the head and the shell. It's going to be super like prawny. In fact, now this was not on my list, but I'm going to do something very cheeky right now. A spoon. This, my friends, is some prawn head oil. Now this is like umami. So this has been made by Dipti, my wife, and I'm just going to take like a little spoon of it, just drop it into the pan, and this is just so flavorful, guys.
Is there some chili also in the oil?
No, it's just
So that oranges come from the
prawn heads, yeah.
Wow.
And now just mix that so you will get an incredible seafood flavor. There we go, that's it. Prawns are ready now. And now I'm going to do something cheeky because I am a cheeky guy. It's my favorite thing to do. Just give it a little torching. Now again, you can eat these like they are, but I just like to. These are all things that come to my head like just minutes before. Beautiful. Okay, give it one final good mix. Oh my god,
Oh.
that smells so good. Seriously, oh my god. Alright, let's serve it now in our plate. There we go. There we go. Butter, garlic, prawns. Make sure you get everything scraped out of the frying pan. And that's why I love these spatulas. Like just look how clean that pan is. Like you could, like if I get, wait, I can even make it more clean. I can get it cleaner. Just a little bit more. Now look at that. That is super clean. And that's why I love the silicone spatula. There we go. And here are the prawns. Look at
How much butter is needed for one packet of prawns?
I used about 15 grams of butter.
15, 20? Yeah.
I mean, look, you can make it like super buttery and put like 30 grams of butter, but I also want to control how much butter I eat because it is a lot of calories. But there we go. There are the butter garlic prawns. And now what is left to do but to
Eat.
taste them? Amazing. So guys, I just realized it's 26 minutes. We've literally finished this recipe in 26 minutes, including waiting for people, doing some amount of prep work. It's pretty good if you ask me. Alright, let's try a prawn. Wow. Those are some of the best cooked prawns I've eaten. Like super juicy, buttery, and the coriander is not like messed it up, and that burnt garlic, like the browned garlic, oh my god. Oh sweet. Oh, that's so good. I'm gonna eat one more, guys. I can't control myself. Just one more. And now I've had a little bit of bread to mop up the buttery juices at the bottom of the plate. That is so good. And that squeeze of lemon juice at the end just rounds it off. Like you have a beautiful, like it's, yes, I obviously feel the butter, the oil coating my lips, but it doesn't feel like sickeningly greasy and stuff. It feels like nicely done. So yeah, in under 30 minutes we have done. I use coconut flour. Yeah, that works beautifully. Excellent. So a tip for all the keto people, if you're using this same recipe and you do want something to adhere to the prawns to give the sauce a little more body, coconut flour works as well. In fact, you'll get buttery toasted coconut. Oh yeah. Damn. Okay, so I guess I'm done cooking. But you know what we do? We sit and we chill and we chat and we eat. But this is not my lunch, so I'm going to actually heat up my lunch. And I'll sit and chat with you guys as always. Because the prawns I guess I can eat for dinner maybe. So I'm going to just move the stove away. And all these things out of the way. I will get my chair. Wait, I'll first heat up my lunch. Let's heat up my lunch. Let's get my chair. And now I will get my tripod stands. Wait, here. Alright, so let's get you guys off here. Alright, there we go. Let's get these guys out of here as well. Excellent. Superb. Alrighty then. Maybe I can eat one more prawn. I'll show it to these guys. Actually, I won't eat it. I'll just show it to you. Just look at that. Beautiful. And you guys look at it now. Beautiful. So good. Hello, sir. I have intestine cocoon disease, so I have to avoid fiber. Please make some good prawns and fish recipes without fiber content. There is no real fiber in this dish. You can remove the cornflour. Maybe there's a minuscule amount of fiber in the garlic and in the coriander or parsley, but otherwise this dish doesn't have much fiber in it. Hello to Ayman. What's up? Alright, let me get my lunch. Now you must be wondering what I'm eating. I'll show you what I'm actually eating for lunch today. But first, a little bit of ghee. Just a little bit. All right. Go.
Do you want this?
No, it goes here. Yeah. All right. So, what am I eating? I am eating dal, which is an Indian preparation of lentils. I'm eating rice and I'm eating 3 beef meatballs. So, my wife gets a tiffin service for lunch, and this dal chawal is left over from that, so I'm helping her finish it. And these meatballs I cooked up yesterday for a new recipe video on the new Headbangers Kitchen channel. It's a dish from Meghalaya called Doshan. Doshan, which is a beef meatball. So super excited to share that recipe with you when it's out. I mean, I could have also just eaten like the prawns with this, but I figured I'd eat the prawns later because this needs to be finished. So a big bowl of dal chawal with beef meatballs, which I'm going to now break and crush into the dal chawal. So dal chawal is an Indian, I would say it's probably the most common food eaten in India. Like, it is the basic daily lunch that everyone eats. It's comfort food for most Indians. You normally eat it with some vegetables or meat or fish or something on the side. And yeah, dal is basically a lentil stew, and chawal is rice, which is just boiled rice. Thank you so much, Linda. I appreciate it. And thank you to everyone for tuning into these live streams. I know for some of you it's the middle of the work day. I know for some of you it's night time. For some of you it's morning maybe.
Then I'm going to do a picture and post.
Oh yeah, if you have made this garlic butter prawn dish, or if you are going to make it, make sure you take a picture and tag me on Instagram. I'm at Headbangers Kitchen. So yeah, let's eat lunch and chit chat. Thank you, San. I'm glad you enjoyed those prawns. Oh, it's hot. Thank you, Anushka. I hope you make them and I hope you enjoy them. Needs a bit of salt, a wee bit of seasoning. There we go. A little bit of seasoning. And now let's give it a good mix. Thank you so much, Linda. I appreciate it. So yes, guys, if you can watch the videos on my new YouTube channel, let them play in the background. That would be great. I'm trying to get the new channel monetized, and I am almost at 3,000 watch hours. I need 4,000 to be monetized properly. So fingers crossed it gets done soon. There we go. There's my dal chawal mixed. Oh yeah, a little bit of salt. Perfect. I'm really digging this. Yum. Oh, and by the way, if you like what I do, smash that like button. So I also just shot a really cool video for the old channel. I know I said I wouldn't put up any new content, but I just couldn't help myself because I had an idea and I said I have to execute it. So anyway, What are you guys eating for lunch? That was a pretty quick cooking session, to be honest. I got over quite quickly. Do you need to thaw them or from frozen is fine? Yes, you want to thaw them, but seafood can thaw very quickly. So if they've reached you frozen, cut the packet open. There's a packet inside the packet. Take that packet out, put it in water for 15 minutes or so. Once it loosens up, cut the packet, put the prawns in a bowl, in that same bowl, put the prawns, like rinse the prawns under water, and it will come down to normal temp. Like defrosting seafood is much easier and faster than chicken or anything else. Oh, those prawns with leftover crab mac and cheese. So basically I'm going to make some mac and cheese but with some pasta instead, like not with the macaroni, maybe like some spaghetti in a creamy sauce and throw the prawns in that, and it'll be amazing. Or I could just eat them as it is. So good. I don't normally eat like dal chawal for lunch, but ever since Dipti started getting the tiffin at home and they send a little more food than she can finish, I often eat the leftovers now. So that's good. Got some beef here for protein. Only thing I need are some vegetables. These beef meatballs are so good. Cheers. If there's any dish you'd like me to cook on a live stream where you can cook along with me, let me know in the comments below. Maybe for the next live stream, I'll take requests. I try to keep the live stream dishes fairly not complicated, uncomplicated, because to do something elaborate would be much more difficult. So I thought like things like this butter garlic prawns, maybe some egg dishes, maybe some one pot kind of stews and soups, things like that we can do. So yeah, but feel free, if you have any requests, let me know. This meal is really hitting the spot. And I suspect it's the beef meatballs. Oh yeah, I made a sandwich for Marissa earlier and with the meatballs. And that's the beauty, these meatballs are like super versatile. You can even make them as a curry, which is great. Okay, I'm almost done with my lunch, so if you guys have any final questions, I will finish the last bite, answer your final questions, and then get back to work. I mean, this is also technically work, but like other work as well. I have to edit some videos and I got to go to the studio and write some music and a whole bunch of things to do. Yes, I normally stream the cooking and then stream the eating also. And the eating is done. Yeah, I just ate dal chawal and beef meatballs. Excellent. So I'm done. If you have any final questions, let me know. And then I will say tata bye bye. Yes, of course. I made beef meatballs from the state of Meghalaya called Doshan. Thank you, Linda. Really appreciate all your support. Thank you to everyone watching on both channels, the old channel and the new channel. This is the old channel, this is the new channel. HK's Keto and Low Carb Recipes, Headbangers Kitchen New. How are you importing from Meghalaya? No. When I say beef, it means water buffalo that's available in Mumbai. The dish I made is from Meghalaya. So, in case you don't know, this is the keto channel here. On the new channel, I'm doing a series called Meat India, where I make 2 dishes from each state of India featuring meat and seafood. So currently I'm doing dishes from the state of Meghalaya. So I did black sesame pork recently on the channel, and I did the beef one which I just shot yesterday, the beef meatballs, which will go up next week on the channel. So that's why I'm eating it for lunch today. When you were up north, did you see a dish called Plots Fish School? It's basically fish mashed potatoes. No, I didn't see it because we hardly got to any restaurants. Try pork kosha from Kolkata. So I already finished the Kolkata recipes, and for the first round, I did shorshe chingri bapa and I did kosha mangsho. I didn't do pork kosha, I did kosha mangsho. What's your favorite dish from Kerala? Appam and stew. I think appam and stew is something I just love. A good mutton stew, even a chicken stew to be honest, with some freshly made appams or even a dosa is just so good. Absolutely love it. You know, I didn't really grow up eating much South Indian food, obviously because I'm not South Indian. I had a Tamilian cook and she would make dosas for us, idli and stuff. And obviously Shiv Sagar, you'd go and eat idli, dosa, medu vada. These were the basics that most people in Mumbai would eat. Then there came this restaurant called Dosa Diner, and they had this appam and stew on the menu. And man, that just blew my mind. Mutton stew with appam. Insanely good. So good. Loved it. And then, of course, I made it on the channel as well. I made it for an Australian band called Carnivool, and I called it Chicken Carni Stew and Appam. And then I made a keto version of the stew as well, mutton stew, and I served it with cauliflower rice. And then I made another version, chicken stew. So, yeah. Make chicken diet recipes for weight loss. They already exist on my channel, Shushmita Sonal. So Shushmita, I have at least 200 chicken recipes on the channel. And the interesting thing is weight loss has got nothing to do, I can label it weight loss, but weight loss will depend on how much you eat. Wait, non-veg restaurant in Mumbai. Bombay has everything, bro. We have restaurants serving beef, pork, chicken, fish, duck, octopus. Everything is there. Ever tried beef and parota? Yes, of course. I have done a recipe for Nadan beef fry on my channel as well, a keto version, and I made a non-keto version for myself. Parota, so good with that beef fry. So I've done a lot of Kerala dishes, mean moili. So yeah, a couple of them for sure. And you do get good Kerala food in Bombay as well. There are a lot of restaurants. Most of the restaurant food is too spicy for me, but when I make it, I can make it less spicy, so I enjoy it a lot more. But yes, beef and parota is fabulous. I mean, those parotas are an art. Like, I don't make those, but man, they taste so good. Anyway, guys, this has been a lovely live stream. I'm going to say goodbye now, but I will hopefully see you very soon. Until the next live stream, cheers and keep cooking. All right, bye, guys. Have a good day.